Shoot at me. Oh my.
Hey guys, so today is a bit of a different kind of video. We're doing a social experiment video. You guys know I've been doing on the street stuff, and Joey and I had this sick idea of walking around West Hollywood, which is the gay area of Hollywood, and just, you know, wearing a little hat that we think people will be really upset about. And the thing about it is this is just an experiment. This is not us trying to be like edgy conservatives, sticking it to the libtards of Hollywood. If I lived in like Arkansas or something, I would probably think it's just as interesting to wear a Hillary hat. So let's just see what happens. See you on the gay strip.
I gotta give him some money.
Yeah, give him cash.
I gotta do it.
Alright, so we took a quick break back at the house and I changed my clothes because that's kind of what I do. West Hollywood wasn't that bad, was it?
No, not that bad.
It really was not that bad. The gays are pretty polite. So we got some like awkward stares, but honestly that was way better than I thought it was gonna go. And now we're gonna go to Hollywood Boulevard, which you guys don't know, that is like the Walk of Fame. Here, that might be something different.
Yeah.
That's gonna be different.
Yeah, it's gonna be bad. Yeah.
I'm scared. I'm wearing heels, I can't fight. Just kidding, I can. So yeah, see you on the Walk of Fame.
Make America great again, and their bullshit. What do they represent? Make America white again. Make America white. You say make America white.
Shoot at me.
You threw it. Give me the hat. Give me the
hat.
It's mine. Don't throw it. I didn't throw it. He threw it.
Yeah. They ripped it off my head. What a bunch of pussies.
It's really bad.
Babe, let me see. Alright, let's go bandage that up.
They ripped my real nail off, not just my acrylic.
Did you get it, babe?
Yeah, I got it. Cool. And what's your name? You're gonna be in the vlog too.
I'm Ashley. I watched your whole transition. I'm so your
Oh, thank you so much. Shout out to Ashley. Love Ashley.
So cute. Well, have a great night, guys. Watch out for those protesters.
Yeah,
they're dangerous.
Good.
Good. Okay. It's recording. I can't see where I'm aiming.
I know, just keep it aimed like that.
Okay.
And then when you want to aim it down, you can. Okay. Ready?
Yeah.
Okay, so first of all, I had no idea there was even going to be a protest. First of all, it was like a male feminist came and stomped on my hand. I was trying to get your hat because he threw your hat.
He took my hat right off my... Oh! Oh my... Hey! Oh my...
It's burning really bad.
Oh my gosh.
Actually. It's burning so bad.
Oh my god.
What the is it on my face? I'm freaked out about what it is on my face, Joey. Is it in my eyes? What eyes? Oh my god, I have shots in it. I can't open my eyes.
Oh my god.
Was that just a I don't know.
It's alcohol. It's alcohol.
It's clear? Is it clear?
It's like...
Are you sure it's alcohol?
I don't know. I smell it smells like alcohol. It's all in your hair. Oh my god, look at your...
Oh my god.
At some point in politics, in a contentious environment like the one we're in now, you end up having to make a decision about whether you are a liberal or a leftist. I am a leftist. I am a militant in my positions. Everyone knows that's where I stand, and if they don't, they do now. Look, Not all liberals are bad, right? Liberals have been up to the task of confronting conservatives in a more stable environment, right? You can have an FDR liberal, you can have a JFK liberal. These aren't leftists, but they are left-leaning liberals. You can have those people in a different environment when what you're confronting is like a Christian conservative movement that is trying to preserve their existing order. You know, that's something that conservatives and liberals have in common, is that conservatives are trying to preserve the existing hierarchy in a right-leaning direction, and liberals are trying to preserve, generally liberals on the American spectrum, are trying to preserve the system in a left-leaning, more tolerant perspective. Excuse me, from a more tolerant position, from a more compassionate position than the fucking conservative. Your current political climate is a climate which is reactionaries on the right and radicals on the left. And I own being a radical. I'm proud of being a radical, just like Millennial Woes owns being a reactionary. And a lot of the Red Ice crowd and a lot of the deep alt-right, open Nazi crowd embraces the term reactionary, and they're right. They're not conservatives. And you can see this in the way that standard Republicans, who are despicable scum, but you can see it in the way that standard Republicans react to the alt-right. See, the Republican Party wants things to stay the same, even if it keeps rich liberals rich, even if it takes a little gay marriage, something like that. They're willing to keep. They're willing to give a little bit of ground to the liberals. Reactionaries are people that pop up towards the end stage of capitalism, which you are in right now. You know, no serious person looks at American society under Donald Trump and doesn't see this as death throes, doesn't see this as, you know, sort of shades of the Weimar Republic. In Germany, where you know, the last age of liberal democracy in Germany in the late 20s, early 30s was the Weimar Republic, or Weimar. That's the way Germans pronounce it. That's over now. The 2016 election was a vote for self-destruction. Whether you were the person that stayed home, whether you were the person who passively accepted that you had to vote for Hillary Clinton, even though on economics she was probably going to be more or less the same. On economics, not on social issues. I voted for Hillary Clinton confidently on social issues. I knew that she was going to be right on gender equality. I knew she was going to be right on marriage equality. And to me, social issues matter. They matter as much as economic issues. And in a way, they matter a little more than economic issues, because I'm willing to tolerate, you know, a neoliberal like Obama if he does something constructive for gender or racial integration, because at least that's a win. You know, there's a lot of brocialists who will look at social accomplishments as negligible if it didn't come with full socialism. And I'm not really a person of that position. And again, being a person who is queer, being a person who is an ethnic minority, I think I'm in a position to understand why social progress is important. Because even, you know, no matter how much money you make, you won't be able to transcend social stigma. You know what I'm saying? You'll just be a rich person who is still socially outside. So you know, progressivism to me is a complete thing, meaning that Hillary Clinton's social positions with Bernie Sanders' economic positions is a left-leaning government, but still liberal. Liberalism is over. The Clintonian consensus is over. And that was seeded way before. This is the Clintonian consensus is way more than the Hillary lost. The Clintonian consensus is, you know, started in the 90s, and you could say the capitalist Democratic Party, the center-right Democratic Party, was born under Jimmy Carter in the late 1970s. But the Clinton consensus of center-right economics and center-left social policy is inadequate to the task, and it was roundly rejected in the last election. And I'm not here to relitigate that, but this to me is important framing about the current political environment between reactionaries and radicals, because liberals and conservatives are no longer really part of the conversation. MSNBC and Fox are having a dead conversation with each other, and the only personalities on those channels that actually have any traction are people that, you know, scour the internet so that they can have the same information as either, you know, Tucker Carlson for the reactionaries or Chris Hayes and Rachel Maddow for the radicals. The first litmus test for radicalism, for radical leftism, in the post-Trump world was the Richard Spencer punch, and you were able to. And I'm not saying liberals get the bullet too. That's not my argument here. My argument is that liberals need to step aside because their values are no longer adequate to as a bulwark against this extreme form of right-wing politics that exists in the Trump era. Okay, we're not in an environment where we're not quite in Bautista's Cuba, so I'm not going to talk about people being put up against the wall and shot. It's just not there yet. That's not the circumstances we're in yet. This society has not collapsed. But it's on the edge. And if you want to have a chance of, the collapse is inevitable. The collapse is inevitable, and the question is, which one of these militant groups, the militant right or the militant left, is going to rebuild society after neoliberal capitalism falls? You need to choose a side. If you're standing there bitching about tolerance and acceptance and compassion for someone like Richard Spencer, if you know, there's a recent incident that popped up on social media that I got caught up in, where Blaire White did a Joey Salad style social experiment. Put on a MAGA hat, a Make America Great Again, one of those red Trump hats, and went to liberal enclaves in Hollywood, California. I think it was West Hollywood and the Strip. And she deliberately went there to provoke people, because she knows that people are not having it anymore, because she knows that people are going to tip the hat off her head, because she knows people are going to throw drinks in her face. People are aware now that you cannot embolden reactionaries. You cannot embolden reactionaries, and reactionaries will use the fact that liberals will defend their rights. Liberals, again, are people who engage tolerance without qualification. The ACLU is a liberal institution. The ACLU will protect pedophiles. The ACLU will protect Nazis, the rights of Klansmen, NAMBLA, which I guess is a pedophile organization. Amoral liberal tolerance is dead, and the people that are humping its corpse in the name of defending the rights of people like Blaire White, people like Alex Jones, people like Richard Spencer, are part of the problem. You are officially now part of the problem. If you see Richard Spencer get punched in the face, if you see Blaire White get her foot stepped on because she walked into a gay neighborhood with basically the modern equivalent of a swastika hat walking into a synagogue, right? You walk into a progressive neighborhood and salt the wound with that fucking Make America Great Again hat. You don't deserve something bad to happen to you, but if something bad does happen to you, you shouldn't be shocked. And I'm not going to be sympathetic because you see, you got what you wanted. You wanted to reverse engineer victimhood, because the narrative that the reactionaries are deeply disingenuous. They're bad faith, and the most important thing to them is to construct an inverted victimhood narrative. The people that I intimidate, harass, marginalize, and dehumanize are wrong to be outraged and strike back at me. That's the premise. The premise is that Blaire White should be able to, participate in empowering someone like Donald Trump, who does real life damage. Donald Trump, who denies children health insurance by not re-upping the children's health insurance program. A man who literally kills children. A man who marginalizes LGBTQIA plus people in the military by trying to implement a transgender ban. A man who is carrying out a brutal Gestapo-style immigration sweep, particularly in LA, particularly on the West Coast, against undocumented Mexican laborers. And Blaire White wants liberal tolerance to defend her, even though Trump is imposing these harsh, brutal, authoritarian policies. Blaire White wants permission to play the harp while Rome burns, without anybody saying anything mean to her, without anybody snatching her hat, without anybody throwing a drink in her face. Richard Spencer wants to walk around talking about peaceful ethnic cleansing and be protected by Sargon's liberal values when he gets punched in the face for making Swiftian proposals about the Jewish question. You're in the war. The insurrection is inevitable. No one has ever survived a war in the center. You are in a culture war. You have to make a decision where you stand.